Now to the NFC North division. Very intriguing division with the departure of Brett Favre and the emergence of Adrian Peterson. The Green Bay Packers, though, will still win the division. So much talent on the defensive end. Pass rushing. They have good coverage, good linebackers. This could be a top 5 unit, and that's going to be the difference. This defense and these guys are all emerging into their prime. You have veterans like Al Harris, who's already in his prime, and Charles Woodson. That cornerback tandem is great. Atari Bigby is young, strong safety, hard-hitting strong safety. You have Aaron Campman. I'm going to talk about him a little bit later. Top-notch defensive end, one of the great pass rushers currently in the NFL. Nick Barnett, very unsung hero. One of a very versatile linebacker, can play the run and can blitz and everything. And then A.J. Hawk, going into his third year, he's ready to make a huge step. So I think that defense is really going to make a difference. Aaron Rodgers was in that system, West Coast offense in California, University of California. Then he was chilling for 3 years, watching one of the great quarterbacks of all time, and Brett Favre, operate the offense, and he now has an opportunity. So I think he's going to come in and do very well, and he still has the weapons in Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, James Jones, the rookie Jordy Nelson, those wide receivers, and then Ryan Grant is, he was able to sign a big contract, and to end his holdout. He's a good running back, but look out for Brandon Jackson. He is kind of lost in the shuffle, but I think he definitely has a lot to prove, and he's a good, diverse back out of second-year back out of University of Nebraska. So watch out, look for the Green Bay Packers to do well. Minnesota Vikings, I have to say the quarterback situation, Tavares Jackson, that's a problem. The lack of depth at wide receiver is a problem. Teams are going to start stacking 8 in the box to try to stop Adrian Peterson, one of the top offensive players already in the NFL, and Chester Taylor, who's a very good complementary back. And the offensive line is very solid, but they won't be able to handle situations when you have 8 in the box. Tavares Jackson really has to, if he shows improvement, I don't think he will improve that much, but if he shows major improvement, then Minnesota will win the division. I'm just impressed with their defense. They were able to address a major need in providing a pass rush with Jared Allen, all-pro Jared Allen, acquiring him from Kansas City and signing him to the biggest deal for defensive end in football. Very good playmaking secondary, Antoine Winfield and Cedric Griffin, cornerback, and Darren Sharper, strong safety. I think they can still be susceptible to the big play. And the linebackers, E.J. Henderson, solid middle linebacker. Chad Greenway has to stay healthy. But Minnesota still, I don't think they have the pieces that the Green Bay Packers do. And I think that's why they will not only finish second, but not make the playoffs as well. The Chicago Bears, Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs, if they can stay healthy, they should return to glory. And also, too, we don't have to hear their mouths anymore because they got that contract. And Tommy Harris, to me, is the top defensive player on that team because Tommy Harris has always provided that dominance in the front line, the middle of that front line, to help Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs roam. Mark Anderson, good pass rusher. Alex Brown, solid defensive end. The secondary was a little inconsistent last year, but still very, very solid with Charles Tillman and Nathan Vasher, cornerback, and then Mike Brown, the free safeties. But offensively, there's a problem. They don't have any major playmakers. Kyle Orton at quarterback will have struggles. Then you have Matt Forte, rookie running back, will have some struggles. The wide receivers, Rasheed Davis and Devin Hester. Well, Devin Hester isn't starting, but Rasheed Davis and Brandon Lloyd, those guys aren't going to make major waves. So the Bears, I think Lovie Smith, with his high level of coaching, can bring them to 8-8 possibly, but they will finish third. And the Detroit Lions, John Kitna, he's been able to really be an effective quarterback from the standpoint of yardage. The running game, Kevin Smith, rookie. Rudy Johnson, always injured, and is not the Rudy Johnson 3 years ago. The receivers, though, Calvin Johnson, Roy Williams, they could end up being the best receiving tandem in the NFL. Then you have Mike Furry and Sean McDonald as their third and fourth receivers. Kitna would be able to go to the air a lot, but the problem is they're going to be playing a lot of catch-up because the defense will struggle, and losing Shaun Rogers is a big loss. Ernie Sims, I love the way Ernie Sims plays, and Corey Redden is a decent defensive tackle, but Ernie Sims is basically the only Really solid player in that defense. And Gerald, like I said, Gerald Alexander, strong safety, is a decent player. But overall, as a unit, defensive unit, they're going to struggle, and the offense is very one-dimensional unless Kevin Smith can step it up. But Detroit will definitely finish last in the NFC North.